Hello everyone, it's been quite a while since I've done an update on the indoor plants, so I'm going to start off with the pygmy and seedling terrarium. Here we have the big mouth progeny. You can see pretty big compared to those other guys back there. I had to repot everything recently because the soil fouled, started to smell like rotting flesh, and I was having none of that. So, I'll go from the top I guess. Here's more of my open pollinated flytrap seedlings. And what's left of the Darlingtonia. For some reason those crashed badly, so I have like 4 of them left right now. And then one of my own crosses, that's Jonesii by Leucophylla. And some purpley Reedy Creek bog seeds, followed by open pollinated flava. And then we've got spatter patterns by Lamentations there. Working on its first mature-ish picture. I'm excited about that. And there's the other plant. And I had the Lamentations by Lady Niger Purpurea kick the bucket. So that one is no more. And we've got some Rosea seedlings. Francis Marion National Forest. Miners. Brunswick County Rubra. Leucophylla Schnell's Ghost by Self. Then we'll move on to the pygmies, which I have some Leucoblasta started right here from Cragonbrook. And Palacia subspecies Trichocalis. Those are doing pretty nicely. And the Androsacea did not like repotting too much, so don't know if I'm actually getting any Gemme out of those. Then we've got Manii Gemme starting right there. And Mirabilis. That's all one Occidentalis. It's seriously one plant. There's the other one. I don't know what I did, but this thing has gone nuts, and I did not know pygmy sundries could do this. But, apparently they can. It's a freak. Then we've got Omissa Pink Flower from Johnny up in Boston. Getting pretty big. And Rosiana producing Gemme. And Patens I think is done for. That one doesn't look like it's going to be growing anymore. And Pulchella Pink Metallic Flower. And I think that's Alicia. And then probably a dead Madagascariensis that got hit by root fungus and looks to be no more. Okay, so now on to the Nepenthes terrarium. Okay, so I had to rearrange everything recently because the larger plants are starting to shade out the smaller ones, so it's going to be a little different in order this time. Here we've got Truncata, seed grown from Nick LeBlanc, followed by Rob Sacalato seed grown Fusca, which is just baseling and no pictures, so I have no clue what it's doing. Trichlaria Humboldtii, doing what it does best, and just sending out a bunch of photosynthetic stolons everywhere. And we've got Aristoleucoides by Ventricosa, in the basal, next to a Caladium pitcher. The Caladium got big very quickly. Then we've got Nile, which is reaching for the top of the terrarium, and has quite a few pitchers everywhere because it has either a Leda or Gracilliflora in it. I don't know with the recent reclassifications what is what anymore, really, and hybrids, so I'm guessing it's pure Leda, judging from the shape. Then we've got Dormouse with its basal down there. Come on, focus. Other way. Where'd you go? There it is. You can kind of see it past the leaves, I think. Yeah, well. Then, yeah, so Caladium is going everywhere. Here. And there's the picture that opened last night. It is awesome. And we've got a new Vogellii from the NECPS plant show over there. Yeah, Caladium's pretty cool. Then Lorraine is actually going to be making a picture, which I'm excited about because the only one it has right now is that dying one. Bashiana is dropping a picture, her tendril. And Richard Cedron Ventricosa is doing something. And we've got Nepenthes terpsichore from Leilani that I bought off Jeremiah Harris, the NECPS plant show. pretty cool looking. All the pictures are withering, but I kind of get an idea of what it looks like with that one. Kind of fuzzy, really strong shape, interesting colors. Yeah, so Burkii, where'd you go? Coming back from a basal after the growing point stopped growing. We've got Vergilii back there, which is a really cool one, and a Ramaspina. Then I also got there my second Orchid Pusida, which is in flower, as always, it seems. That thing blooms prolifically. Yeah, so there's Ramaspina, one of my favorites, and just got my Mindanaensis replaced. And there's two of them in there. And seed-grown McFarlane, just doing pretty nicely. Got two pictures, working on another. And then, I can't see with these new lights in the way. Oh god, that's bright. There's the Attenborough seedlings, as you can see, doing very nicely, developing some interesting colors with the increased lighting, which is now pumping out 10,800 lumens. So, that's quite a wake-up call. Then we've got what's supposed to be a Burbigia from Rob Cephalotus, seed-grown from Mount Tempe, Yukon. There's a possibility that Celis putrana, which is Burbigia by Raja, which would be really cool, but terrifying at the same time because that thing gets huge, and this is only a 55-gallon terrarium, so I'm going to need a greenhouse soon. Here. And then we've got Rigidifolia, the new leaf unfolding back there. The subpeltate picture attachment. New tendril coming out. And Strepia striata is looking pretty good. With Nepenthes naga behind it. And Alba is actually doing something, dropping some pictures, and it looks like my Andre Vestuba, Nepenthes Mikei, is going to be doing something with the picture. Really pretty miniature species. And we've got Burbigia by Talangensis back there, working on some tendrils. And Burbigia, gone gangbusters with that. And a fairly nice picture, considering it's a Pig Hill clone, which are usually kind of lacking in color. Pretty freaking colorful, if you ask me. Really nice plant. And I have a new cultivar from Nepenthes Edwardsiana, called Nepenthes Deadwardsiana, because that's not coming back. Kind of got a fungal infection and rotted out the center of it, despite trying like treatment of sulfur fungicide. Brought it back, got a new leaf in, then it just growing point fell off. And used a systemic insecticide, and it's gone. There's no bringing that back. That's pretty upsetting, but what can you do? Expensive plant. Then here's my pride and joy seed-grown Lavicola. Putting out a really dark picture. The last one looked more like that. And that's off of the basal rosette, which, if you remember when it first came out, it's kind of small. Now it looks like that. So it's gotten pretty big. It's pretty much a mature plant right there. You can see tiny pictures compared to that Burbigia. It's so little. I love it. We've got Utricularia calycifida growing in there with it. What else have we got going on in that row? No pictures on the Gilbrata. We've got some I May Be by Jacquelinie by Izume making pictures, and my sorry looking Helianthera minor. Might give that to someone who can do better with that one. Then we've got, yeah, that I May by Jacquelinie by Izume made a picture back there. You got Ziphigoides. And huge Davicola vine. And Talangensis by Glabrata, not doing much. And let's see, where's that? Singolana by Inermis by Mira, which is a weird one. Starting to work on making some pictures. It's kind of this orangey, toothy, weird shaped thing. And this one is exciting. Seed-grown Nepenthes flava. It made that in my care. I have created that. It is so fat. This is a really cool miniature species. If you ever have a chance to grow it, I highly recommend it because it is so cool looking. Look at that. Oh. When it came in from Matt Orchard, it had all red pictures, and might be doing that soon. Then we've got something I won in an auction, Spectabills by Hamada. Not coloring up quite yet, but it should, because that's what it usually looks like back there. Back there. And for the orchids, we have Encyclia polybulbon. I actually got the Maxillaria huntii to grow, despite finding absolutely no information on the species. So, ha! Who is a good grower now? I am. Yeah, so, rather proud of that. Then you've got Ornithophora radicans, which flowered a little while ago. And this thing won't stop flowering. The Triadella attenuata. As you can see, flowers, flowers, flowers. Then everywhere flowers. So yeah, if you like tiny, nearly unseeable flowers, you should get this one, because they are like 3 millimeters wide maybe. They are tiny, but really cool at the same time because it's like a green and red ball. Then we've got, somewhere in there's a Dracula. Yeah, Dracula. Don't remember the species, but it's called the clown orchid. It'll come to me eventually. Lodex, Dracula Lodex. Then we've got Cephalotus. Then I'm getting more flowers on the Orchids luteo-alba. As you can see right there. Focus. There we go. That's a flower. And those are leaves. Well, it will be a flower. Yeah, it's just the inflorescence right now. And Sagmorchus, which you already saw. Tillandsia bulbosa Guatemala, going everywhere. And a very, very happy Oncidium croesus. Or croesus, however you say it. Lots of roots going all over the place. Then a recovering Sophronitis cernua. And that's a new leaf. Got a few more coming in. And then ridiculous Bulbophyllum mirum, which is just putting out leaves, no flowers, just leaves. And Utricularia nephrophylla. Yeah, so that's it for those. Then we've got... it's dark. Why is it so dark? Okay. It's because the sun went down. Genius. Media calcar decoratum. And that thing is putting out new shoots everywhere. So, yeah, you can see the growth points all over the place. And I cannot remember the name right now. I am having some serious brain fog. What do you call it? Collagen fimbriata. And then on the Paphiopedilum lowii, I've got new growth. It is awesome. I love this species. Then on the Memoria Barber Duncan, yeah, it's growing too. So, that's all for the orchids and the carnivores. It is a jungle. A very humid jungle.